I've got a battle here against casadorperfect from YouTube. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. You should check his channel out. I'm pretty sure you're more likely to know him more than you're likely to know me, but still worthwhile to check him out if you haven't already done so. So this is just kind of like my usual standardish team. Instead of Hirayama, I've actually got a Rotom Heat Oven form thing instead, just for the hell of it, no real reason behind it. So I just go for the usual Lopunny lead. He loses Starmie and then he switches out to Registeel. I go for the fake out as it's obvious move as well, just to see if it's maybe some random trick Starmie or something like that, but it's not. So I'm just quite Dizzy Punch here. I was partially fearing he may be expecting me to do the switcheroo and switch to something like the Victini, which could be Scarfed or that, and if I give it a Flame Orb, it's going to make no difference because it won't burn a Fire type. Right. So he just takes this opportunity to set up Stealth Rock as there's nothing Lopunny can do at all to Registeel. And then I encore him into it. So predicting the switch and hoping the Victini wasn't coming in, I go for the switcheroo to burn it. It's obviously it's unlikely this is going to have any physical moves, but it does come in useful just for that extra bit of damage. But I go for the switcheroo again because I want that Flame Orb. I want to give it to a physical attacker. I know he's got a Hitmon top, and I could maybe live a Mach Punch or something at full HP and then give it the Flame Orb and help, or I could even just give it to the Registeel later, so that could be quite useful. So I just encore him after he's paralyzed me and encore him into the Reflect. I'm presuming it's probably a Dual Schooner set, so getting a Light Screen up would be pretty bad. But at least for me, he's not got Light Clay or anything, it's leftovers, so that's not that bad. So I go for the double switch here. He's probably predicting me to do the switcheroo there. And I was partially predicting this. I was hoping he'd go to the Victini so I could bring in the Love Disc, but I was still quite fearing that I might have Thunder, and I'm not sure if I could learn any other electric moves or super effective moves against water. But he goes for the U-turn, and yeah, that wasn't really that threatening, as I know I could live. This is a really physically defensive one, and special attacks I think are probably more the weaker half. I think so anyway. I've not got full HP. I can't remember exactly how I actually EV'd it and the defenses. So I'll just go for the Toxic Cobra and Registeel won't come in and the Starmie comes in, which is not great, but it's still good. I get to get some poison damage off it. It's most likely obviously got natural cure, so as soon as it switches out, it's going to lose the poison. But while it's in, it's still going to take that poison damage. So I'm just going to protect here and see him going for the Thunderbolt. It's quite likely it's going to have it, and I'm pretty sure I could live one Thunderbolt, so I could go for the Wish and then I could protect again. But he overprotects here and goes for the Surf. I actually can't think of my team at the moment. Oh yeah, Rotom would probably be a good switch into Thunderbolt, and then he could go for the Surf, and then that would be super effective being part Fire. So that's probably what he was predicting. And I can't even remember my own team at the moment. So seeing the poison damage is racking up, he actually switches out here, and I predicted the switch, but it wasn't to anything to my advantage, as he brought in Registeel in, and if he actually brought Cresselia in, I wouldn't have been able to poison that either, because it's already burned. So I had to protect it to see what he's going to do. He might have exploded or something, I don't know. But then he goes for the Toxic when I go for the Wish, which is really bad. I don't think I have anything on my team that normally would resist the poison. Lopunny's paralyzed, so I could actually take it, but still. And he predicts the switch here and goes for the Toxic, as I guess it sort of made sense to switch out to something to take the damage and get healed up with Wish. And not paralyzed, and poison in the sky was quite bad. So this is actually a Choice Specs Rotom. I also have Trick on it just to trick off it and maybe get leftover recovery if I need it. But I'm just going to go for the Overheat as it's stabbed, and it's got to do a lot of damage to whatever comes in. Even if it's a Starmie or the Victini, it should still do a good amount of damage. And it does a lot to the Cresselia, which is quite good, but I do get the minus special attack. But I think at this HP, particularly thanks to the burn, I should be able to KO it. If it wasn't for the burn, it may have just lived. I'm just having guesses at looking at how much the health bar went down, so I'm not sure on that, but yeah. And he brings in his Raikou now, and I could probably do, like, if I never had the minus special attack, I could probably do a fair amount of damage to that, but I'm just going to switch out now and go to my Heracross, because I wasn't sure what move I was expecting. I was partly maybe expecting a Calm Mind or some other move. Maybe I had Empower, but I was pretty sure I should be able to live anything it would normally attack a Rotom with. So I just go for the Earthquake, which will do a lot of damage to the Raikou, but the Hitmontop comes in, which takes it really nicely there. It's obvious he's going to go for the fake out, and I want to keep Heracross. I don't want to take out the fake out damage, so I go to Lopunny, who's kind of useless at this point. It's one of its main points is its speed. Being paralyzed just makes it useless. I get fully paralyzed and I try and go for my own fake out, but it doesn't really matter that much anyways. He's going to take damage from Life Orb anyway, and if I faked him out, I'll maybe make a tiny bit more damage, but not a lot more. So hoping he doesn't have the bullet punch, I'm going to go to Heracross, and he doesn't. The Mach Punch won't be doing that much. I go for the Earthquake, and I know at this HP, because of the Life Orb, that's going to KO. It might have actually been good for him to actually switch to something else, because that on top really could have ruined my Heracross just with fake outs, and the Heracross was the main thing I had for threatening his team. So even with +1 attack, I don't think an Earthquake's going to be doing too much to the Registeel, so I switch to Tropius, hoping he won't go for the Toxic. Now here I'm hoping I'm going to be faster than him, or he switches so I could get a free sub up. Well, it might not be a free sub if he stayed in, so he may have another attack for him, but obviously luckily not. So he just goes for a Thunderbolt, obviously kind of moved here to go for it. I was fearing he might go for Substitute because I go for the Leech Seed, and if he set up a sub, I was kind of screwed at this point because my own attack is Air Slash, which he resists being an electric type, so I'll probably need to switch to Heracross and Earthquake and break the sub, and then he could probably KO Heracross with a Thunderbolt, so that would really suck for me. That would be pretty bad, yeah. I'm not sure what my thinking here was. I know he's switching out here. I'm not sure why. I don't know why I switched the Loftus 2 in to the Raikou. Maybe I think I was just wanting to maybe live a Thunderbolt and poison it and just wear it down a little bit, and seeing as a Leech Seed that would add up to a good amount of damage. Maybe he just switched out because he didn't want to keep taking Leech Seed damage, even though I was going to keep protecting and that. So the Zen Headbutt doesn't do too much. I'm just going to wish, I think Zen Headbutt would actually do a bit more. I think he's Life Orb, isn't he? He's been taking some damage there, so he's probably Life Orb. But Stab and that, I thought it would actually do a bit more. But at least with my experience when using Victini, it actually just feels a lot weaker than you'd think it would be. But yeah, go for the Waterfall and switch to Starmie, and that's obviously not going to do too much. I just went to go for Waterfall because I knew I could do a lot of damage to Victini. He probably predicted the Protect. Even if I didn't go for the Protect, I went like I did, go for the Waterfall. I didn't even matter that much to the Starmie, so it just laughed at the pathetic amount of damage I did to it. So I got to Poison Starmie again because this is my good chance just to wear it down. It can get rid of the poison very easily, but if it wants to stay in and attack me, it's going to be quite difficult for it to do that. So predicting the obvious Thunderbolt, and I didn't want to I could have protected and just stalled the Toxic out a little bit, but I'm hoping here, Rotom I could bring in, live Stealth live Poison, live Thunderbolt, providing he goes for Thunderbolt and not Surf, and yeah, and then I could just stall him out a little more of the poison damage. The thing that was a bad move about this is that the Rotom was probably my best check for the Registeel because of the choice specs overheat. But yeah, go for the Thunderbolt just in case Victini came in. I don't know why I would want to overheat a Starmie anyway. I just go for the Thunderbolt and that's going to do a ton of damage. That's going to allow me to bring Heracross in. I'm going to be able to Earthquake and outspeed it because I'm Scarfed, and that is going to be a definite KO. And now I get my +1 attack. And here I was thinking I may as well just go all out. That Victini was one of the big threats. The Starmie's not much of a threat now either. I'm going to go for the Earthquake, and that is going to kill the Starmie. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I would have killed it very easily without the +1. The biggest threat would probably have been if he brought the Registeel in, and then he Toxic to me or something. I don't know if the poison damage would rack up enough over time to actually make much of a difference. But yeah, I think he is Toxic or Stealth Rock and Earthquake in this Registeel. I'm not actually sure what his last move would be in this. But obviously nothing good enough to actually really handle the Heracross, and then we'll get the 2-hit KO with the Earthquake. All he's got left now is the Raikou, so this is pretty much of a late game sweep. I still had my Yem, which I never even got to use this match. I actually really quite like that guy, but the problem is I never seem to find a good opportunity to actually bring it in. And I get a crit there just out of badness there, as a Evo there. But yeah, that's the end of the match. It's a good game there. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Remember to check out his channel and whatnot if you haven't already. And yeah, see ya.